Hey, bestie. Look at you. We made it back around, didn't we? How did you feel about the Get to Know Me episode? And I was thinking I should maybe stop calling these episodes and more like chill sessions. More like chill sessions. Because that's what we doing. We chilling. But anywho, was it giving or was it giving? And then, if you tuned in to the live, it was giving. I was feeling it. Y'all, I was just too damn anxious, so I had to drop the teaser yesterday. But y'all ain't mad about it, right? Okay, cool. So this kind of going to be like a part 2 of getting to know me, but like a prequel too, because I'm going to backtrack a little bit so y'all can really get into the nitty gritty. All right, cool. First, I want to say I freaking love my cousins, man. I sent them my podcast in our little group chat. And when I say they was listening, laughing, giving feedback and everything, man, I promise, if don't nobody support, my motherfucking cousins gonna do the damn thing. But anyway, I ain't trying to teach you none. But if you learn something, that's good. So let's get into it. Okay, besties. I really didn't know how I wanted to pop it off, so I'm just going to get into it and try not to take y'all too fast. I think I want to take y'all through my high school years. In the mix of my high school years were once again my best thought days. Any one of my parents, aunties, uncles, or anybody that consider me to be their baby, this might not be the episode for you. I appreciate the support, but it's about to get a little nasty and disrespectful all up and through here. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, you grown. So if you decide to stay, that's your business. But don't say I didn't warn you. Now let's really get into it. All right, so if you tuned in to our first chill session, then you already know high school was where I lived my best thought days. And you also know I started my freshman year of high school in Cali. But the little while I had in Cali wasn't too eventful. I made some good friends that I never heard from or seen after I left Cali. So fast forward to getting back to Texas and getting ready for high school. Now, even though my mama wouldn't let me go to Lincoln or Skyline like I wanted to, I was still excited to start high school because I was back around people that I knew and more familiar with. When I started at Lakeview, school had been in for about 3 months and it was homecoming week. Now, the people that went to elementary or middle school with me, we was lit to be reunited. Like, hey, what up, what up? Then I had a whole slew of new people to get to know. So I had my friends that I already had, plus the friends that they had made that I was trying to see work for me, plus the people that I didn't even know or they don't know nobody or, so whatever. Not to mention, my auntie was a senior, so in my mind, it was on and popping. Now, for my besties that don't know me, I'm what they called an early bloomer. I had boobs at 8, and by the time I was in high school, I was busty, baby. Flat tummy, and that thing was thangin' back there. So, them high school boys was all in my grill, and I wasn't mad about it. Now, I told y'all I had 11 people calling me their girlfriend at one time. Out of those 11, I'll tell y'all about 4 specific situations. These are just some intro FYI situations. The true Thotness didn't really start until my sophomore year. Freshman year was like my intro into the Thotness, I guess. So I'll start with the relationship that actually mattered a little bit to me out of those 11. For privacy reasons, we'll call him Dimples. I met Dimples in a crazy ass way. So one day, my auntie was trying to call her boyfriend and she dialed the wrong number. And this deep voice picked up the other line. So later on that night, we were bored and I decided to call the number back and shoot my shot. Now, y'all gotta remember, this is 2003, 2004 era. So most teenagers wasn't just walking around with cell phones. Like, if you had a cell phone as a teenager back then, your parents had money. That was kind of like the thought of everybody. You know what I mean? But anywho, I called the number back and me and him started chopping it up. Like, really started talking. It was funny because when I called and he answered, he was, talking to me and he was like, who is this? And I'm like, guess. And he was like, I don't want to guess. I don't want to say the wrong name. And I'm like, you can't say the wrong name. He was like, Ashley? And I went off like, who the fuck is Ashley? Then I was like, I'm just playing. So I kind of explained to him, like, why I was calling or how I even ended up calling and everything or whatever. And it ended up turning into something real. We used to write each other letters. We didn't go to the same school. And like I said, texting wasn't a big thing. Like, cell phones wasn't big. At the most, you might email somebody, but shoot, that's if you had internet, dial up or something, Like, I'm being for real. So we used to actually write each other letters, like stuffing envelopes, licking stamps type of letters. He would send me money and pictures through the mail. It was special. So when the summertime came around, we made a plan to see each other. I was living in North Dallas and he lived in Lancaster. But once again, this was back before DART, which is the public transportation in Dallas. It was before it was going all around the DFW, which it does now. So getting to Lancaster from North Dallas on a bus was not easy, but I made it happen. I took about a 3-hour ride for like a 15-minute visit. Me and Dimple stayed together through my sophomore year, so we'll revisit him later. Now, the next little old we're going to call Cheese for privacy. So I met Cheese while I was on my first date with one of the 11 relationships I had. So me and my date was at Celebration Station, which is like a little arcade, for those who don't know. And when my date went to the restroom, Cheese and his friend came and sat down and started talking to me. Now, I had been seeing them around when me and my date was walking around. They kept looking or whatever. My date was like kind of like clean cut, little conservative. You could tell he came from that type of upbringing. And Cheese and his friend was like, they was thugs. You know what I'm saying? Little gangster. But anywho, so they came and sat at the table with me. And like I said, I know they was being messy because they had been seeing that I was with him. Now, 14-year-old me was loving this attention and the boldness of him just sitting down and not caring that I was clearly there with somebody. So my date came back and of course, he looking like, what the hell going on? And so Cheese and his friend, they get up and he had words with with the date or whatever. But as Cheese is walking off, he like, make sure you call me though. And I'm looking at him like, make sure you call me, because that boy did not give me his number, y'all. He was just like I said, being messy. So, we, of course, didn't talk. I didn't see him after that, but my little date, he had a little attitude or whatever. And I low-key felt like he was lame because, nigga, you need to check them. But, like I said, we was 14, we was young. But the niggas that I know, it would have been a whole little situation. Anyways, so I bet you wondering how in the hell did Cheese become one of my 11, right? If he walked away and I never talked to him again. The damn chat line. Kids today will never know how much the chat line, how fun it was back in the day. Like how we literally used to just get on there to pass the day, be on there for hours, meet all type of people. And it was crazy to me that the chat line was for usually 18 and up or 21 and up, but I was always meeting people that was my age on there. Like, what the fuck? Everybody that's on here ain't supposed to be on here. So, one night, me and my best friend at the time, we was on a chat line, and we started talking to these two dudes. Now, we ended up exchanging numbers and found out they was in high school like we was. So after a few days of us talking, Cheese is like, I know you. Like, he just kept saying that he know me. And I'm like, you don't know me. So he starts describing the whole little situation about Celebration Station, because it had happened like maybe a week or two prior to us, meeting them on Chatline or whatever. So I'm like, oh, wow, like it was crazy, that was who that was, small world, whoop, whoop, whoop. So when we met on the chat line, I had been talking to the friend and my friend had been talking to Cheese. But of course, after he realized who I was, he was like, oh, nah, like, I want her. Whoop, whoop. So we ended up doing a little switcheroo. So now I was talking to Cheese and my best friend was talking to his friend. So they was going to a charter school in Dallas or whatever. And so one day we decided that we was going to go ride the bus to meet them downtown, which was, we figured it was halfway between, for both of us or whatever. So, thank you. And so we go meet them downtown. We planned to meet them downtown. Now, this trip was a fail for so many reasons. Once again, times were different, so public transportation wasn't all that. Damn near every trip took no less than 1 hour, regardless of where the hell you was going. We successfully met them downtown. We hung out for about 30 minutes maybe, because we was paranoid and like it was late. We had to get back on the other side of town. So the plan was for them to ride back to our side of town with us, and then they was gonna ride home or whatever. They had more freedom than we did, right? So first fail of the trip was we got out of school at 2:30. It was clean evening time, clear like dark evening time by the time we made it back to her house. And she lived across the street from our school. We were both on the step team, so we came up with these lies that made no sense. We said something about somebody on the step team having to do, like, I don't remember the exact lie, but the shit was stupid. Okay, let's just be clear. It was a dumbass lie. So that was horrible. Second fail, I left my purse on the bus. So Cheese, when he called me, once he got home or whatever, we talking and he was like, yeah, I write little dimples. And I'm like, little dimples? Where the fuck? Like, how did he even know about that? So the letters that me and Dimples used to write to each other, I used to keep them, I'm reading them, and he used to, Dimples used to always sign the letter like calling me Lil Dimples or whatever, you know what I mean? So like his little name. So also he found the school IDs of one of my other 11 relationships. So, at the high school, I don't know about y'all high school, but the high school that I went to, the person that you went with, y'all like had each other IDs. I don't know, y'all. Like, that's what we used to do. So I had like 2 or 3 other school IDs in my purse. So shut up. So he ended up breaking up with me, right? So I was kind of sad a little bit, but I wasn't too much tripping because I still had Dimples, first of all. But I was just like, he'll be back, whatever. I didn't care. I cared, y'all, but I didn't care. You know what I mean? I was that bitch. That's how I felt. But like I said, he was in and out of my life randomly. So that's not the last of Cheese. You might not hear about him like no more on this episode or our chill session, but I'm sure he'll come back up. Now, third in my series of the 11 is the chick of the bunch. For privacy reasons, we'll call her PC because I met her in my computer class. Okay, so me and her story is funny with a capital F, because our relationship was so secret. Like, nobody knew nothing. Because we met in computer class, and I really don't know how we ended up like being together, but we ended up in a relationship. She was my girlfriend majority of my freshman year and some of my sophomore year until my next secret girlfriend came around. Now, me and PC spent all the time no one was around together during the high school hours. Then after school, I would pretend I was going to my cousin's house and head on over to her house and chill for a few hours. Now, me and her didn't ever do nothing but like kiss and hug and shit like that. That's pretty much the gist of what we did. She used to write me letters and tell me about how she hated to see me with my public boyfriend, but she knew I had to keep up appearances. I wasn't shit, man.
Shit was a person. That's what we found.
Okay, so this last person is who I'm gonna close out the freshman year segment with. We gonna call him Cherry. Why every time I get ready to tell this story, something crazy happened? Like when I was telling this story on live, my mama popped in. No, not my mama. Yeah, no, my mama popped in on the other story, y'all. Okay. And now my man's is sitting right here. Not that he cares or I care. But I already approved. I asked him what I could talk about, and he said whatever. So look, that's how it's gonna go. Okay? So, like I said, we're gonna call him Cherry. So here it is, the end of freshman year, and I went to East Texas with my granny. East Texas is the country, for those that don't know. Like acres of nothing, people with full functioning farms, all that, like country. Anywho, I went to my uncle's house with my cousins. Now, I would have to say I blame them for awakening the true Thotness inside of me. Now, one cousin in particular, I would say is the main blame. I won't call her out. I'll just say her mama is my granny's oldest child, and she is her mama's fourth child. Okay? I'm back. Now, although I was in all the boys' faces at school, I was still holding on to my virginity card, unlike most of the people I hung out with. So here we are at my uncle's house with no adult supervision. Well, my big cousins was there, but hell, they wasn't caring about what was going on. Now, before I tell y'all this part, I want to reiterate that if anybody that considers me to be their baby is still listening, you may want to cut it off now, because all my little innocence about to go out the door. And whatever virginity story I told you before right now was a lie. Now, for my besties, when I explain this part, stay with me, okay? So, I lost my virginity to my cousin's cousin. Wait, bestie, don't leave me. Listen, okay? Me and him have no blood relation at all, not even a little bit. And we did not grow up around each other in no way. He a daddy side cousin and I'm a mama side cousin. But we are not cousins. Never referred to each other as cousins or none of that shit. So nah, get that out y'all heads. Get that out your mind, cousin. Ain't it. We ain't cousins. Anyway, so yeah, lost my virginity summer of 2004. I really don't remember if it was summer or winter, but I know I was 14. Okay, take a break, bestie, because the real thought shit started sophomore year. All right, y'all. So let's get caught up a minute. We'll start at the end of freshman year, summer, going into sophomore year. Okay, so like I said, I went to East Texas, a virgin, and came back not one. If y'all recall, this summer was also the summer I met Dimples in person. So I had a steady boyfriend in Dallas, Dimples. Me and my girlfriend, PC, decided to take a break during the summer. And me and Cherry didn't really talk too much because, once again, cell phones were not too popular back then. And long distance charges were real. Like dialing 903 from your home number. Nah, baby, that cost money. Wasn't doing that. Now, to back up just a little bit, during freshman year, I became really close to someone I am still very close with today. For privacy reasons, we'll call her Meadow. So me and Meadow became friends through a mutual friend, but we hit it off. So our friendship quickly became a sisterhood. We spent majority of freshman year summer together. She was actually with me when I met Dimples the first time. I had to introduce her because she was part or aware of many of the thoughtful situations I was in during sophomore year. Okay, so now I'm 15 and the body that was already older than it needed to be just started to blossom after that cherry was popped. Wait, y'all. Because what the hell did I just say? Nah, but for real. So here's the thing. For the first few months after I lost my virginity, I was scared as hell to have sex with anyone else. If you don't know my family, them motherfuckers fertile as fuck. And you never know when you gonna get hit with the fertile bug. So I was scared. Now, that don't mean I wasn't getting it in when I could. I was making my way to East Texas every chance I got with my granny. She was whole transporting and didn't even know it. Okay, so insert sophomore year. Baby, I don't know what happened over the summer, but Lakeview returned hooded than we left it, and I was loving it. Like, before school let out, like, okay, so freshman year was like, just a lot of Caucasians. A little sprinkle of Hispanics and some little blacks. You know, we sprinkled up in there. Sophomore year, oh, baby. I don't know what was going on in the neighborhood. Maybe all the Caucasians had graduated in 2004 or something. But it was real hood, and I was happy. I felt back in my element. Now, during the time I went to Lakeview, our address was never in Garland. So during the week, my mama was not with me. So I had a little more freedom because my papa and my two mama knew their granddaughter was an angel. Me, I was an angel. Yes. Okay, maybe not. But for real, I wasn't bad, but I was definitely fast as hell. But I was always respectful and minding my manners to make sure I could keep my freedom. So almost every day after school, I was with Meadow at her house because her mama was the cool mama. So one day, Meadow was telling me how she lost her virginity and all the shit she done did. Now I'm sitting here like, what the hell? Nah, girl, what the fuck? She was like, we supposed to be having sex while we young. As long as we protect ourselves and don't have our business in the streets. Oh, is that it? Are those the only rules? Y'all, I was like, okay then, let's go. Oh crap, I forgot to tell y'all about my relationship status. Okay, well, status is. So, I still had Dimples. He was such a good boyfriend, y'all. Aw. Me and PC were back on when school started, but things were a little different now because I done had the penis. And then I started dating a senior at the school. I'll give him a nickname later if it becomes relevant. And y'all, out of my 3 relationships, I was still a virgin for all they knew. Damn shame. Now, let me be honest with y'all. My sophomore year was where I peaked sexually. But man, trying to think of all the situations and be honest, that shit hard. Because most of the Thotness I experienced during sophomore year was, how do you say, kind of one night standish? Okay, yeah. So sophomore year closed and on to junior year. Oh, wait. Okay, I gotta tell y'all about this because I thought I was gonna die. I really did. So sometime during sophomore year, I met this dude in the apartments I was living in. And like I told y'all, we never lived in Garland. And during this time, I was driving a little bit more freely, especially like after school. Like for sure, to and from school, I was driving, whatever. So, one day after school, I invited him to my apartment while my mom was at work. One thing led to another, and we did the do. You know what I'm saying? Now, my mom used to smoke blacks, so this nigga fires up one of her blacks. We laid up in the bed like we grown. Like, watching TV and chilling, all of that. Like, we grown, like we at our shit. Well, we got too damn comfortable, and time got away from us. Thankfully, I was smart enough to lock the top lock, so my mama had to knock on the door. Now, for those of you that don't know, my mama been accusing me of having sex since I was like 10 or 11. No exaggeration. Also, for those of you that don't know, my mama do not fucking play. She used to be my ass for next to nothing. So I could only imagine the death I would feel if she found this boy in our apartment. When she walked in, I was laughing and playing it off, but scared as hell because I had no idea where the hell he was. But I had to stay calm so I wouldn't get my ass beat. Now, thankfully, he was nowhere to be found, but y'all better believe she searched everywhere. My room, her room, the bathrooms, the patio, the storage, all of that. We lived on the second floor, and baby boy must have been used to this because he got ghost while I was opening the door. But she was still suspicious, of course. She looking at me all upside my head, and I'm just like, girl, what? I'm trying to play it off like, yes, mom, there's someone under the bed, you know, just being funny. Now, when she walked in her room, she was like, oh, I know what you was in here doing. You was back here smoking my black. And I made a face like, yep, like I just got caught, because she was laughing like that was a little light for her. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So that was cool. So I laughed it off, and that was what we ran with. All right. So now to junior year. All right. Before we go into junior year, let me get y'all caught up with some stuff I kind of skipped over. Now, during sophomore year, Dimples and I seen each other a lot more. He took me on dates. I hung out at his house. He hung out at mine. Our moms thought we were so cute. He bought me gifts and everything. He was so sweet, y'all. I told y'all he was a good boyfriend. And I was a thought. Also, me and PC broke up because I started hanging out with another girl at the school while still dating my senior, though. For privacy reasons, we'll call that girl Cuts because she a barber. Now, quick story on me and her. I had been knowing her sister and brother, but never knew she existed because she had been living out of state. When she came to Lakeview, she was a senior, and I used to tell Meadow how I just thought she was so cute. So one day, we was walking home from school, and Meadow screamed across the street that I liked her. She like, hey, my sister said you cute. And Cuts like, okay, well, tell her to take my number. So I'm looking around, I ain't got nothing to write on. So Meadow bends me back and writes the number on my stomach, literally. But that was the beginning of a great secret love story. Now, Cuts wasn't like PC. She was loud and proud about who she was and what she liked. I was trying to explain to her that my business had to remain under wraps because I had too many people at the school that could run back and tell my family something I wasn't ready for them to know yet. So I still had the senior as my public relationship, but he was lame and I really didn't like him anyway, but he was fine and he looked good for me. You know what I mean? Now with Cuts, I was a little more bold. She got public hugs and flirting. We hung out and we went to games and stuff together. It was crazy. But eventually, Cuts was like, it was all or nothing. She was like, she wanted to be with me, but she didn't want to be with me in secret. So it was either I come out or just leave her alone. So we ended our little fling and I was sad because I knew I wasn't about to come out, but I did like her. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Now, like I said, Meadow was part of a lot of the thought shit that went on, or she at least knew about it. I have to tell y'all about this one time I did some hoe shit. and my friend was mad at me. Let me start by saying she definitely had reason to be. So one day during sophomore year, me met and this dude that liked me at the time, but he was too ugly for me to be in public with him. Yeah, nah. Yeah, I said it. Whatever. Anyway, we all sitting in her living room on the couch. I think we was playing a game or watching TV. I don't know. But I was sitting in his lap, and then he, slipped his car in my garage, gave me the penis while I was sitting on the couch next to her. Then after a few minutes, she started screaming like, "What the fuck? Are y'all fucking on my couch while I'm sitting right here?" Oh my God, y'all. She was so mad. Oh, she was so mad. And of course, she put him out. She was angry. She was mad at me, but she was more so like, you could have said something like, I could have went to another room, or I could have told you can go to my room. She was mad. But like I said, she's still my sister to this day. So we got past it. Now, this is the summer going into junior year. You good, bestie? You still with me? Am I taking you too fast or not fast enough? Either way, we in junior year now. 16, body even more up and out now. Tummy wasn't as flat, but your girl was still banging. Yeah. Me and Dimples had now decided to just be friends until after high school. PC no longer in the picture, and the senior was out of there too. Cuts was still around, but we were not really talking. She was just kind of like a off and on friend, I guess. I met this dude over the summer with my cousins. We'll call him Duck, because that's the name he told me. Me and Duck talked off and on, but he was not like what I was used to. I was used to being spoiled, but he was fine, so I ain't care, because I still had a few people in my pocket. So, remember when I almost got caught with the boy in the apartment? Yeah, almost happened again. Crazy thing is, it was the same apartment. We had just moved to a different location. So, one day during the summer, I invited him over. He chilled pretty much the whole day. And of course, we did the nasty a few times, got it in. Yeah, I told y'all I was starting. Like, I little high school, little teenage thought. So, I got him out the house. Cleaned up and everything before my mama got home. Well, this dumbass boy left his muscle shirt sitting on the damn TV trays. Like, the little TV tray racks that people have. He left his shirt sitting on top of that. So, my mama get home or whatever. And, I didn't notice that he had left the shirt there before my mama got there. So, I guess it was kind of my fault, too. So, she called me in the living room questioning where the shirt came from. Baby, talk about thinking on my toes. I first was acting so dumb, like, I don't know whose shirt that is. And she looking at me like, girl, stop fucking playing with me. So, I'm like, start thinking fast on my toes again. And I'm like, I was like, maybe one of the boys left it when we went swimming the other day or something. I was talking about my brother or my cousins. Even though I knew it wasn't their damn shirt. She believed me enough not to inquire anymore, so shit, I left that where it was. But I still called that nigga and cussed his ass out. Not too long after this situation, we moved to Lancaster. Now, the situation of us moving from this apartment to Lancaster, I really gotta ask my mama if I could tell y'all this story, because baby, that shit was funny. So I gotta ask her, once I confirm if I could tell her that story or not, if I could tell y'all that story or not. It's not even a long story, but it's funny on how we moved from that apartment to Lancaster, okay? Also, during the summer, I gained a boyfriend. For security reasons, we'll call him PR, for Pleasant Run. I met PR on a youth visit to his church. hush and mind y'all business. Dang. Once I moved, me and PR found out he stayed across the street from me. Now, when I met him, I was 15, but I literally met him on my birthday. Like, I turned 6, so I was 16. I wasn't 15. I met him on my birthday. So, I was 16 when I met him. Now, when we found out that we found out we lived across the street from each other. Yep, definitely kept that to myself. Didn't say nothing to my mama because I was at home alone a lot. So if she knew that my boyfriend stayed right there, yeah, she would have had people watching me. So yeah, nah. I'm going to tell y'all 2 situations that happened with me and PR. Then we're going to jump into junior year. My bad. Because it's the summer going into junior year. Here we go. Now, can't remember which situation happened first, so I'm just gonna tell them. Now, the apartments we lived in, my auntie was the manager of. So one day, I was babysitting the kids at my auntie house, my little sister and my little cousins, and I was bold because I definitely invited PR over while my auntie was at work in the office of the apartments. Yeah. So me and him, we getting it in the bathroom while the kids was watching TV in the other room. Then I heard the door open and my heart fucking dropped. He looked at me like, what the hell? I'm like, oh shit. So he got in the empty tub. I flushed the toilet, turned the light off, and walked out the bathroom. I left the door like open a little bit so it wouldn't look suspicious. Like I didn't close it all the way. I just walked out normally. And I started walking in and talking to my auntie like normal. Thankfully, she was only there to change her shirt. So about 5 to 10 minutes later, she was gone. Needless to say, we was not trying to press our luck anymore. So he went ahead and went home. Yeah, that was the end of that. It was the adrenaline rush, but I was scared as hell because my auntie was definitely going to tell my mama. My mama was definitely going to beat my ass, just period. Okay, so the next little situation, my mama was hosting a party at our house and the kids was at my auntie house, or vice versa. I really don't remember. I just know one apartment had the party, one apartment had the kids. That's all that matters. Now, we were only like 1 or 2 buildings away from each other, so while the adults was at the party, I invited PR over again. Y'all, I think this may have been my first real digmatized situation. Because I was putting myself in some situations that just really could have got me murdered by my mama. So, when I invited him over, we was trying to find somewhere to get it in. And we couldn't find nowhere. So, we did it right in the parking lot. Not in nobody's car or nothing. No stairs, nothing. Right in between 2 parked cars. Outside my auntie house. Hot ass mess. Now, junior year has officially started. I was driving more freely now. Plus, we were living in Lancaster and still going to school in Garland. So I drove a lot of the time. Now, I only had 2 relationships. One at school and I had PR. My relationship at school, we're going to call him Halo because he recently passed away. May he rest in peace. Now, Halo was my school boyfriend, but we also went to the same church. If y'all remember, I met PR during a church youth visit. And he went to what they call our sister church. So we went to that church a lot. Now let me tell y'all how I lost my 2 boyfriends. So me and PR was having grown-up issues because he apparently had a girlfriend that went to his church too. In some kind of way, he was getting info about Halo. Of course, I'm denying it just like he is. So me and Halo go to the fair together that year, and I got an airbrushed hat with our names on it. Or maybe it was just his name. I don't remember. But I used to wear the hat looped on my clothes. Like, I don't know if y'all remember doing stuff like that. But, just I don't want to wear it, but I want you to see it, So one Sunday, we go visit We go visit PR church, and my non-cheating ass forgot to take the hat off my skirt. PR seen it, and that was that. Halo heard me trying to explain to PR what happened. Then no more me and Halo. And he started being mean to me, not talking to me. And my little feelings was hurt. And I felt bad because he was so sweet. And he liked me for real, for real. Fast forward to the second semester of junior year. Look, I really don't remember my high school days. Seemed a little more thotty when I was living them, or might just have forgotten a lot more than I realized, but whatever. We're here now, so no turning back. Let's keep it moving, bestie. So this is a junior year / summer recap. So although junior year situations may have slipped my mind, it is very important that I introduce this person before moving any further. I really don't have a nickname for her because I already call her everything but her name. So we just gonna call her Cam for my own reasons. When she hears this, she'll know why I'm calling her Cam. And she'll probably be a guest one day, so she can reveal herself if she wants to. Now, me and Cam friendship kind of happened out of nowhere. It was off and on, but we developed the type of friendship that, bottom line, we knew we would always be part of each other's life. That sounded so like we were lesbians. But we weren't. Well, not with each other. Okay, I'm back. Anywho, I had to give her an introduction because she was and still is a big part of my life, especially during those thought days. Also, during this summer, going into my senior year, it got a little dark for your girl. Some things happened because of sick-minded ass people, and it made me look at everything and everyone differently. I don't want to go too deep into that right now, bestie, because this is a kiki haha type of chill session. But I promise we will circle back around to it in one of our later sessions. Okay, back to the hoe with me. Me and Cam friendship really blossomed senior year, so y'all will hear more about her. Okay, as far as relationships go, so y'all remember PR, right? Well, during the summer, me and one of his little friends got real close. Him and his sister went to vacation Bible school with us. They used to come over, hang out, and all that. Well, me and him started liking each other and became a thing. Not to mention, when I was talking to PR, he was talking to Meadow. But him and Meadow didn't really talk that long because he stopped talking to Meadow to start talking to one of our mutual friends. He went through the group. Now, me and him, we really wasn't planning to like each other like that. I'll give him a name if it becomes relevant. But other than that, I don't recall having anyone other than him. Okay. So, beginning of senior year, I was now 17, working 2 jobs, I might add. I was a little less thotty in my senior year. I was still doing the damn thing, but I was also trying to make sure I graduated, didn't get pregnant, and focused on my pawpaw and his well-being. I got out of school early every day, but I didn't have to be at work until 2. So when I did do my little wilding, it was usually for those few hours. Before I got close to Cam, I would usually leave and go hang out with my boyfriend or just chill wherever. Then I started messing around with one of the football players. Now, he had a girlfriend, so it was only an in-between sheets thing for us. No judgment, bestie. I was young. It lasted for a little bit, but I started getting in my feelings and liking him and shit, so I had to end it. I had a few flings off and on, but once again, a little one-night standish. So I guess high school just started my thought days, but the best thought days was truly lived early adulthood. So be ready for that, besties. Okay, another chill session down in the books, and I'm still litty. My plan is to leave my mark in any and every way possible while achieving the dreams and goals I have for myself. But I want to hear from y'all too. Send me suggestions, ideas, critiques, all that. I ain't gonna stop, so y'all gonna love me or not. But I'm here to stay either way. Y'all, I'm a rapper. Did y'all hear that? That was bars. Anywho, all my links and other things I do are in my link tree. So follow me on Instagram at just.misha, MESHA. And follow me on TikTok at justmisha, JUSMESHA _89. You can also follow me on Facebook at Kimisha, KIMESHA Jones, because my Linktree links are on there as well. I'm going to create a Bestie Boo podcast, Instagram, and TikTok, but I need my besties first. So share, cause it's up, bestie. I'm excited to get this thing popping and keep it pushing. I hope at least some of y'all come along for the ride. And remember, I ain't trying to teach you nothing, but if you learn something, that's good. Talk to you later, besties. Bye.